Hello there, and as usual, I'm Aaron from My Stand Gamers, and welcome. So today we're taking a look at Planet Nomads. Now if you don't know what Planet Nomads is, it is a large sandbox-based building game where the idea is pretty simple. You can pretty much build whatever you want in this procedurally generated sort of terrain. So I'm just going to go around what sort of blocks we've got, this little structure that I've been working on building, and then finally we're going to have a little drive of this rover. Now there's not too many features in this game just yet, but there's still enough to have a little bit of a look at. So first off, let's actually bring up our build menu. So if we press B here, we can have a look at some of the blocks that are actually available to us. We have cockpit blocks. Just look at the variations. So this is what's really cool about it. We have a full block, and we also have a full block 3x3. So this means that we can build on two sorts of different planes. So if I just come down here, for instance, or we could even build this on the roof if I really wanted to. So we can build a large block like this, and we can also build a small block on it like that. And the building's very simple. All we have to do to actually rotate these blocks around, let's get a block that actually shows rotation a little bit better. So this number 8, for instance, or well, this 0, you can see I'm rotating this with the mouse wheel, and then if I press X, we actually change the axis. So I can build shapes pretty fast on the fly. So say for instance I wanted some sort of weird shape on top of here, I can build myself a little bit of a box quite easily and rotate that into place using the axes that I need as well, like that. So it's quite simple. There's no copy and paste soft tools. There's no way of grabbing that block, duplicating it and attaching it to another, but maybe that's something in the future. We've also got blocks that are a little bit more technical as well. Say for instance we have a searchlight up here that's actually spinning around, and well, it's actually stopped spinning around now at the moment, but I've noticed that both this rotor blocks and the hinge blocks are not fully working at the moment. But I'm guessing if I hit that, like so, you can see the rotor actually starts to spin with some sort of physics being applied to it. You can see the searchlight as it moves around there. So let's actually have a look in this little hut that I've been messing around building, and then we'll go back to doing a little bit more. So the technical side of things is power, and these are little power generators here, and if we press tab we can see that we've got this circular menu, so we can access things. We can turn the power on and off, and that'll turn the whole base on and off. You can see how it's gone pitch black in here at the moment, even though it's bright daylight outside. So we can turn that back on, and that'll power all the doors and the systems inside the station. And how we plug things in is quite simple. We use this connect electricity, and we also have disconnect electricity, so we can disconnect all these green wires that are connected up to things. So while we've got that plug on our screen, we can go to various things, for instance like this searchlight outside, and we can try to connect it, and it'll come up with that little icon there. So at the moment we've just disconnected that since it was already connected, but we can give us some different functions. Another little cool thing here is if we go to the door, you can see that there's a manual and automatic function. So let's turn that off automatic. So now we'll have to get in this door by pressing E, and it won't close behind us like it was doing before. So you can see there the door's actually remained open, but if we go back on that, press E, the door closes. So it's just a cool little feature. We'll go back to build mode and we'll turn that back onto automatic, so when we go close to it it'll open the door up. And the lights and other things have that automatic feature built into them. But let's actually go back to the blocks and continue looking. So we've got the variety, like I said, we've got the smaller version and the larger version of each blocks, and these blocks tend to fit together quite seamlessly, and you can build some really interesting shapes. So if I just come off this for a second, and you can see how I've been building this smaller, well, this larger base out the larger blocks, and then I decided that I wanted the hut built out the smaller blocks up on the top, and then I realigned the glass up there, so it just come together really well. It was just, I really enjoyed the use of using both the large and the small blocks together to create that sort of construction. So if we go back and have a look through the last few blocks that we've got here, we've got a variety of interior, and just look at how many different glass blocks we've got. We create some sort of dome here with these arched windows. You've also got this flat window, we've got these fence blocks and these floor tiles. Now the rotors and the hinge plate at the moment, I can't seem to get them to work in. Maybe I just don't understand how they're working, or maybe they're just not working at the moment. But they look like they have some promising features. We have the suspension block that we'll show you on the vehicle in a second. The jack that will lift a vehicle up off the ground as we come to building it, and we'll build a vehicle in a moment. But for the moment, let's just hop inside this rover. So we press E to access it. See, we've got this quite nice little cockpit here, and we can actually reverse this guy up. So if I hold down one of these keys as we reverse, we can actually move our mouse around, and you can see how the suspension actually traverses across the different areas of ground. And remember, each one of these wheels can be controlled as well. I think I should have showed you that before we have a drive, but we're having a drive anyway now. So you can see the suspension is moving quite nicely over the terrain. Let's actually go over this and just watch how it flexes. So you can see how it flexes up. It allows us to traverse over the top of it, and as we move we can actually pick up speed. We can turn this guy around, spin him, and we can also, if we just bring him to a stop for a minute, let's just bring him to a stop, and hopefully he doesn't roll down this hill. We can hop out. We can actually press tab once again, and we can control these wheels. You can see the green is where the power is going to the wheels, and this little setting here is showing us that that wheel can rotate left and right. And on this spin wheel, we actually have the option so we can disconnect that wheel. We can change the steering to reverse the steering, and we can also change the backwards direction so that won't be forwards, it'll be actually rotating the other way around when we hit W, S and D. So if we move to this, let's actually change this so the rear wheels steer, and instead of that we want it going the other way like that, so when we turn we can do really nice tight turning circles. So let's turn that to steering and turn it the other way around. And then we've also got slow speed and high speed of these wheels, so we can change how fast they will actually spin over the terrain. So let's turn that off for the moment, hop back in our craft, and we should see these rear wheels turning inwards so we can get these really tight turns going down here. Look at that, perfect. I love how fast it is to edit that, and it's not, you're not jumping through 6 or 7 menus just to try to get your wheels to turn left and right. So let's actually drive up on over this platform, see what we can do here. So we're easily able to transverse that sort of platform. Maybe we can get back up onto this landing pad, and I'll show you some more building out on top of the structure. So as we come over into this area, we can just leave our vehicle parked there, try not to wheel it off. There we go. Hit our jetpack with spacebar, and we can actually fly back up to there. We've got limited fuel in the jetpack, and we can actually build on top. We have 2 tools available to us at the moment. We've got the grinder. Oh well, that's the sort of the wood cutter that you can cut down trees with, I believe. And then if we press T, we've got the drill as well, so we can drill into the ground. Talking about drilling into the ground, I actually did a little bit of drilling down here below. You can see how these voxel actually warp as we drill away. So you can see the little voxels breaking away further and further down, and we've got a nice little door here that we can access if we want. Nothing in here just yet. I just wanted to show you the ability to build things underground. There's a lot of promise in this game. There's a lot of ideas that could be pursued. I'm going to have a little bit of a look around, drive a little bit further, and see if I can get myself into one of the other biomes that they talk about. Since it was taking me that long to get into the next biome, I thought I would just reload the world up and generate a new starting location. So you can see we've actually started here in the mountains and what looks to be like a scarcely covered snowy terrain, where we've got a little bit less bushes, less shrubberies. We've got a little bit of snow in each one of the trees. I'm going to try to reload and just see what other terrains we get ourselves in. So we found ourselves once again in another differently generated landscape. This one's got these like weird red patches of grass, maybe some sort of alien planet. We've got some rocks that are larger over there as well. It does look really nice though. I wonder if we can get some sort of desert terrain. I'm going to keep going, just give it 1 or 2 more tries to see if we can get some different biomes to spawn when we spawn in, instead of having to go and find them. So now we're in a completely red sort of terrain, definitely more like an alien planet of such. You can see as we're running around here, we've got the jetpack, we've got some different sorts of plants that I've not seen before, as well as some different sorts of trees. Very nice indeed. Anyway, I'd like to wrap this up here. It looks like it's definitely something to keep your eyes on this game as it develops. I'm definitely going to do the same, and I'm going to cover it as it updates and it changes over time. Anyway, I'd like to thank you guys for watching.